I want to acknowledge the traditional lands of the Gamilaroi, Wiradjuri and Welwen people and pay our respect to the elders past, present and emerging. The Warrumbungle National Park is located 6 hours northwest of Sydney near the town of Coonabarabran. The Warrumbungle Spires offer perhaps the greatest concentration of quality long routes to be found anywhere in Australia. The climbing history of the area began in 1934 with visits by members of the first rock climbing club in Australia, the Blue Mountaineers, led by the legendary Dr. Eric Dark. Ascents of Tongeron, Baloundri Spire and Crater Bluff are notable as being amongst the first rock climbs ever recorded in Australia.
When I was young, I was full of passion, and I think I've seen that similar level of passion in John as well. Mine has waned in the last couple of years. I'm getting older, closer to retirement. If anything, I've seen John's passion for the sport and of climbing and life increase well beyond any level that I ever achieved. That's not to take away from what I've done myself, but I think John's taken it to a whole new level in another stratosphere.
The rocky towers of the Warrumbungle nod to its complex volcanic history. 16 million years ago, a shield volcano formed over a hotspot in the mantle as the Australian continent drifted north. As the shield volcano grew and evolved, eruptions and lava flows shaped the landscape. In the early stages, some of the volcano's vents became plugged with thick lava. These plugs cooled to form hard trachyte, which towers over the landscape today as spires and ridges, long after the softer parts of the volcano have eroded away.
I just love being out there in nature, seeing the spires, seeing all the animals around. It's just peaceful.
The goal of the expedition was to climb 3 spires within the Warrumbungle National Park in a day: Baloundri, Crater Bluff and Tongeron. The reason I wanted to climb the 3 spires in a day was because of a paragraph in a little rock magazine guidebook that said that it was possible to go off track into a creek out to Tongeron, and that the spires had been linked together via this path.
I thought it's just one of John's crazy adventures he wants to do, and I definitely didn't think I was part of it until he told me I was, and I was unsure of how I will ever complete that, but I give it a go.
How's it going?
Not good. The plan was to hike in on Friday and to attempt to climb the 3 spires on Saturday. John and I went ahead to set up camp at a hut, and then he went back down to his parents to cheat him up the hill. Kerrie and Steve had decided to join to support us and to capture the expedition.
How are you two going on the walk so far?
Oh, I'm loving it.
I've struggled the entire way, and I should have known that it was above my capabilities.
The forecast showed a low chance of rain that slowly increased as the date for the expedition came closer. We had flights for my parents, filming permits and camera hire organised, so we didn't want to reschedule. The Warrumbungles is a magical place, so we decided to continue despite the foreboding weather.
What, you are climbing that?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, that's our first peak tomorrow morning. Our first big adversary. The stairs.
Oh, you're making it look too easy, Dad.
What do you think of the stairs?
Yeah, enjoying them.
170, 169, 168, 167.
It's like Laurel and Hardy.
Come on in, you got a nice chair. There's hot peppermint tea ready for you. I put it in my sleeping bag so it stays warm. Hello.
Hello. Bellor Hut, welcome.
Look at that.
Thank you, that looks beautiful.
Delicious. It's hard to beat the old spag bowl. If I was John's original inspiration for rock climbing, that would make me feel pretty good. I think if you can start someone off on a journey that ends up pretty amazing, and you just played a small part but a pivotal part in that, I think that's about as good as it gets.
What could go wrong?
Two little specks in the bottom right hand corner gives you a bit of an indication of the sheer scale and magnitude of what they're about to do. And incredibly, it just goes up from there.
Peace and quiet. Face the bed because upstairs there is a riot. Soul finds the cracks in lips as the waves chew at the cliffs. With my feet and shed my skin, oh you can sink or we can swim. With my feet all over again, oh you can sink or baby we can swim. Driftwood is smoother than chipboard. Driftwood is smoother than. Driftwood is smoother than chipboard. Driftwood is smoother than. Fasten yourself to something safe, or drift away to some faraway place. Stranded by the highest wave and left out there on the sand. There you go. Driftwood is smoother than chipboard. Driftwood is smoother than. Driftwood is smoother than chipboard. The sharpest shards are eventually worn down to jewels. With my feet and shed my skin, oh you can sink or we can swim. With my
I should have named this one Vertigo.
shed my skin, oh you can sink or we can swim. With my feet and shed my skin, oh you can sink or we can swim. With my feet and shed my skin.
I felt a little bit nervous when the rain clouds came in, but it didn't hit as hard, so we managed it.
Oh no, I never worry about you. Because I wish I was doing it myself, but my body won't let me. I've got an adventurous spirit. No, you're very safe. so
Safety first.
yeah, I do know you. I trust you and I know that you're safe, so I don't worry about you unless you're doing something that I know is at your upper level.
I did have some concerns during the filming, mainly for the camera gear because it was just absolutely pouring with rain on a few occasions. I could see it coming in. I knew it had hit the climbers pretty hard. I had an umbrella above the camera. I was trying to film what was happening.
Cornerstone Rib is one of my favourite climbing routes in the country, and I had something special in mind regardless of whether we completed our overall goal.
I think the moral of this story is the partnership between John and Mel. I think the concept of doing something together that is just out there.
The moral of the story for me is just being out there and having fun. It's not always about the end goal, it's about creating memories. When John proposed to me, I felt lots of emotion at the same time. I think I can sum it up with flustered, excited, happy, confused, lots of things. I think I might have lost a couple of tears too. To be honest, I thought you're never gonna do it.
Oh, proud is the first word that comes to mind. I love sitting down and just listening to John talk about what he's done, where he's been. You know, you only want the best for your kids. Sometimes you think you want them to do what you've done, but I think they've got to go out and find their own adventures for themselves. And I think John and Melanie have done that. They've had their own adventures, their own mountains, their own summits, their own first leads. You know, it's all wonderful.
By that point, it looked like the rain was going to set in, and Mel and I decided that getting Tundra on wasn't going to be possible on that day. But we gave it a good crack.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. You can always go back.
There's no failure. That word doesn't even come into it for me. The fact that you get out and have the go, that's the point. It's not always about the destination. I know that's a cliche, but it is the journey that counts and the experiences that happen along the way.
So the question I'm going to ask you...
Am I answering already?
You can. It's recording.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, just kidding.
How has climbing...
We'll go to an easier one.
Oh, please.
One thing I would like to say is I took in very minimalist gear. I had one change of clothes, I had an umbrella, I had all the camera gear. And can I just say, I just love this clothing. Northface jacket, Northface beanie, slept in a Northface tent. It's bloody good gear.
I love